All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the scent bubble. We are gonna get cracking. Love is in the air. Got my red lights on. Valentine's Day is approaching, guys, and I know you guys want to know, SB, what are you thinking about wearing on Valentine's Day? Well, the good news is I'm blessed. I got a lot of options, but you might not be in the same situation, and maybe you've got some stuff that you know it might be your go-to or something like that, but you want to freshen up a bit. You want to bring something new to the table. That's something that you'll notice really quickly when you have a significant other. I've been with my wife for 16, 17 years. And so, you know, when you first get going with your significant other, it's all, you're creative, you got the ideas, all these things you want to do, places you want to eat, you know, places you want to go. And as you get older, that stuff becomes regular. Been there, done that. And you want to spice things up and you always want to bring something new to the table, even with your fragrances. So this is for all my people out there who will be enjoying the holiday of Valentine's Day. And listen, if you don't have a significant other, hopefully you got somebody that's, you know, that you're eyeing. And even if you don't, man, take your mom out for Valentine's Day. Take your sister out for Valentine's Day. Take a woman who people ain't making feel special. Take them out as friends. Do what you gotta do. Love is in the air, and show love to people who you feel need to be shown love. It doesn't always have to be a marriage thing or a girlfriend-boyfriend thing. I'm gonna get you kicked off with 10 fragrances for Valentine's Day that go crazy. I've got some clones, I've got some designer, and I've got some niche. Try to be more budget conscious with this Valentine's Day, you know, because you gotta pay. You know, you're going to be paying for gas, you're going to be paying to look fresh, you're going to be paying for the restaurant bill, you might be paying for, you know, cookies and cakes and chocolates and strawberries and edible arrangements and restaurant reservations and all that. So I'm sure y'all already got your hands full with spending money. So I'm going to show you some mostly affordable fragrances spanning from inspirations to designer, and then we'll finish off with some niche. I'll try to go in that order. And we're not going to talk notes, we're going to talk vibe. So let's dive into Valentine's Day. First fragrance, brand new pickup recently, but I've had a lot of good wear test on this. This is Fluerie Violette or Fluerie Violet from Riffs, I believe a branch of Arabiat Prestige. Honestly, I hate even associating Riffs with Arabiat Prestige because they're so far 50-50 for me. 50% bangers, heat, fuego, 50% buns, toilet water, trash. But man, the quality when they nail it is Arabiat level. And this one is no exception. I love this because it kind of looks like a feminine bottle. It's a unisex fragrance, but it's dope. It's got the notes on this medallion in the back, so I'll read them for you. White florals, rose, cashmere wood, coconut pulp, vanilla bean, and then in the base, tonka bean musk and mineral amber. This is an inspiration of Matiere Premier's vanilla powder. And mostly the people who get excited about vanilla powder is women, I want to say. I don't see too many men excited to get vanilla powder. I do have homies that definitely are excited about that fragrance, but you don't hear too many men with their eye on it. You know, you hear the word vanilla powder, you might not have a lot of use case for it, etc. But no, this is a banger, guys. I can't speak to accuracy yet. I've got that fragrance, you know, OG on the way, so we'll speak to that later. But it's phenomenal. This one particular is kind of like, you guys know how I do the Arabian's Tonka comparison to Instant Crush from Mancera. Instant Crush feels more of the juvenile, exciting, you know, kind of saffron, vanillic spin. What's the other fragrance? Arabian's Tonka feels like a spicier take on that style. So it's, you know, it's just spiced up. I feel like it's more mature because of that. It has a little bit more texture. So I think Instant Crush is perfect for like 25, 30 and down. Arabian's Tonka is for like 25 and up. But then you have this fragrance that is similar to both of them. It has the aspects of the spiciness. It has the saffronish, vanillic type of thing going on. but it's way smoother. So picture like an Arabian's Tonka Instant Crush had a baby and created a parfum. This thing is jet smooth, and it's so intimate, it's so luxurious. It's one of those kind of unisex fragrances that on a woman, it will be luxuriously feminine. On a man, it'll be luxuriously playful, upscale, masculine. And it just screams intimacy, but it's a fun intimacy. Like, this guy's exciting, this girl's exciting, and it's a phenomenal choice. I got this for like 20 bucks, but I know y'all aren't gonna get my prices on this, so I'm gonna guess somewhere between 20 and 40 bucks. Totally worth it. Longevity is great on this, 6 hours plus. And if you're interested in a vanilla powder inspiration, this one is top notch. Again, I'm speaking to the quality of the fragrance and all the boxes you would check in evaluating a clone, not entirely based on the accuracy, because I can't speak to that yet, but it smells fantastic and you will love it for Valentine's Day. Let's stick that one right here and let's start to kick up the speed a little bit. You guys love Angel Share, right, from by Kilian? This one is tried and true. I've had this frag for like 2 years, and honestly, I think I could make a case why it would be more appropriate, not necessarily better, but more appropriate than Angel Share for some of you. Angel Share, what are we talking? We're talking pralines, cinnamon, vanilla, booze, nuts, all that good stuff, right? The weight of the fragrance is kind of like an apple saucy, boozy juice. Not applesauce, apple juicy, boozy type of scent for me. But this is an inspiration of it. This is Emir's line from Paris Corner, Fire Your Desire. And this, to me, has always been the best Angel Share inspiration. I will always praise this juice. Shout outs to Bowtie the Fragrance Guy. He'll tell you the same thing. This is an amazing inspiration of by Kilian's Angel Share. And the reason why this one has an edge above many fragrances, which, you know, Angel Share is constantly being cloned. This one in particular has the booze, the cognac. All the other inspirations seem to lack that robust booziness, and that's what I've always felt made this fragrance safely unisex. Without the booze, it's a totally feminine scent to me, but with that strong cognac note, dials it back in perfectly unisex. And the reason I think this is more appropriate than Angel Share for the young people is because I feel like if you're kind of like 25 and down with this fragrance, wearing the OG feels a bit try-hard for young people. Like with that booze and all the layers to it, it's an incredible fragrance and I think anyone can wear it. But this one is a little bit more juvenile, but I actually think that that translates to it being like a more playful scent rather than a kind of serious niche fun fragrance. Tones it down, makes it feel a little bit more designer-ish. But so I'm always recommending this for cats like 25 down, 30 and down. I just think it's more designer feeling, which actually is a good thing for younger people because I think wearing the real OG Angel Share if you're 25 and down, just, again, like I said before, feels a little try-hardish. But you can always go with the original Angel Share as well. I think it's a timeless, phenomenal scent and it's spectacular. But if you need an inspo fragrance for 25-ish bucks, maybe even 20 on sale days, this is spectacular. 6+ hour longevity, tried and true. Been around this fragrance for like 2 years now. Still among some of the goats for clonery. Now, what y'all know about this? Gary's Den, Dior Homme Parfum inspiration. I've always said this is the best. Matter of fact, I put this toe-to-toe with the new Dior Parfum 2025 release. I do think 2025 is a little bit better than this, but it's kind of two different styles. This is going after the older Dior Homme Parfum. Don't ask me the years. I'm not a year specialist. But again, it's that fun lipstick iris. What separates the Parfum from Dior Homme Intense is the lipsticky iris is more silky, seductive, sensual, whereas the lipsticky iris in Parfum has always been a little more ashy, a little brighter, a little more candied to me, and airier. more air underneath it. They're virtually the same fragrance, different personality, different lift. This one has a lot more lift. The other one functions more like a parfum. It's more sensual, seductive, lingerie sillage type of scent. So this is fun for the young people. Sometimes I think Dior Homme Intense kind of punches above age for some of the younger people trying to get into this. So I think this is like 30 and down approved, but honestly, it's ageless to me. I'll rock this all day long. And I think it can go toe-to-toe with the new Dior Homme 2025. I do think that fragrance is better than this, obviously, but barely. It has a little bit more refinement to the juice, whereas this in some ways feels like a hybrid between Dior Homme Parfum and Dior Homme Intense, but sexy, seductive, lipsticky iris, romantic, vanillic, aromatic, bright, candied lift on the purple flower style. And nothing screams Happy Valentine's Day more than this. And I do think it's unisex for me personally. But men, if you're trying to soften up and be romantic, but still just have that luxury masculine feel, I think that is certified. Like goat tier inspo fragrance, no doubt. It's hard to find though, that's the thing. Very hard to find. A lot of people are gouging it these days. It's sold out immediately. And it was crazy because I got it for 20 bucks when it came out. And then the price shot up to like 30, 40 bucks because it was so well received. So I gatekeep this juice all day long. I try not to run through it. I'll go through Cayenne Classic more than this because I just think it's S tier inspo work. But yeah, it's just phenomenal. If you can find it these days, you'll get it for about 30, 40 bucks. You can find it out there, trust me. If you look hard enough, it is available, but it is harder to look for. But if you can snag it, it'll be among one of your best inspirations. Speaking of which, Le Male Elixir. Oh my gosh. Does anything say I love you more than Le Male Elixir? I love Le Male Elixir compared to all the other JPGs for the simple fact that it's more mature. The other ones don't feel as mature. They're all more playful and sweet and all that, and they are good fragrances. I dig them. But this adds tobacco. That tobacco lavender honeyish combo is just, it's a goat formula that always works for men. You guys are into tobacco vanilles, the angel shares, the ombre noirs from Lalique, the tuxedo, all that stuff. You know, that warm vanillic spice with that lift from lavender and tobacco. It's just tried and true, man. Nothing screams sexy and Happy Valentine's Day like Le Male Elixir. And this is Lattafa's The Kingdom. The only stipulation I want to make with you guys is there is a fragrance from Armaf called Lionheart. And with Lionheart, it is also an inspiration of Le Male Elixir, but it is a twist because they ramped up the mint. It's a much more minty fragrance than this. So this to me is more accurate, extremely accurate to Le Male Elixir. I wouldn't call this a remix at all, whereas I feel Armaf Lionheart has more of a remix character to it. Feels more 8 out of 10 close. This genuinely feels 10 out of 10 close to me. You never know it's a clone. It lasts forever. One of the best clones out there to me. And lasts forever, under 25 bucks. Don't ask me about all the other Le Male Elixir renditions. You don't need to know about them. Between Lionheart and Kingdom, you're absolutely straight. Call, you know, signed, sealed, delivered. Anyways, let's move on. Designers, we got to get going. Layton. Parfums de Marly Layton, guys. Nice, fresh, but cozy, intimate. It leans on the fresher side. Again, I think this is, you know, these are kind of like that intoxicating, you know, sensual love, but this comes in with the airy freshness behind it. So it's more playful, it's more daytime and nighttime, whereas most of these I feel are kind of nighttime approved. This goes day into night due to the amount of freshness and lift. And you guys might be saying, this ain't Layton. It's not. It's Lalique white and black. But talk about Layton without the medicinal feel to it or the cherry chapstick feel or whatever. This has such a aromatic, and I hate to say aromatic because we connotate that sometimes with like fougere and greenery and all that stuff, but this just has a breath of fresh air under it that Leighton doesn't, and opens it up, makes it fresher, airier, and more versatile to be day and night. And I prefer the smell of this over Leighton. I've always felt like Leighton has just certain characteristics about the texture of that scent that are off-putting to me. This solves all the problems, and it's only 20-25 bucks. Lalique white and black, one of your more versatile, intimate, kind of vanillic, spiced. It does have a little bit of cherry chapstickness to me, but it's extremely smooth. And again, it punches way above its price point. All right, now back to that intoxicating, sexy fragrance. This is for my mature men out there, 30 plus. If you want to be ambitious in your 20s, I think 20-year-olds can rock this. Fine, I'll stop gatekeeping against the 20-year-olds. If you're a teenager, stay away from this. It'll put too much hair on your chest. I don't think it's the most mature scent, but man, when you're dealing with tobacco and dark liquor, I mean, it just puts an age gap, an age limit at the door. This is Ombre Noire from Lalique. Tobacco, cinnamon, vanilla, papyrus, mint, lavender, cognac, drenched in cognac. Think of it like this. You're drenched in boozy cognac. You've got amber, you've got frankincense. It's just, again, it's got an angel share weight to it, but imagine like tobacco vanille or angel share and all that stuff without all the sweetness. Like everything that's in the background of those fragrances is now the foreground, and all that sweet, pretty boy stuff is now only 20% of the fragrance. So this has an emphasis on straight dark liquor cognac and smooth buttery tobacco with a kind of frankincense, lavender, and cinnamon backdrop. The cinnamon's not too crazy. I like it because it's what tobacco vanille should have been for me. I mean, I feel like tobacco vanille leaned on the vanille and not the tobacco, and this is a role reversal that's much more mature. Insanely sexy. As you can see, half a bottle already gone through. You can get this for about 40 bucks, but when it comes out, it does sell out fast. So your Jomas and stuff like that, you really want to, turn your notifications on. Next, designers. We have Spicebomb Infrared. Those of you guys who like Mancera Red Tobacco, either Danae or Triumph of Bacchus, stuff like that. To me, this is what Prada Luna Rosa Le Parfum, the red bottle. This is what I envision red tobacco should have smelled like. Candied red berries and spice. It's got that Spicebomb DNA with a candied red berry tint. You know when you take a camera and you put a lens over it, like a red lens over it? Imagine Spicebomb with a red filter lens over the top of it. Again, it's that kind of somewhat cinnamon red stick of gum, Ringleys, but more properly defined. It's a spiced, candied red berries, almost either like a cranberry apple or like a red apple-y spiced feel, but it's candied. So it kind of has a Skittle quality to it, but it's Spicebomb at the end of the day. They stayed very true to the Spicebomb. And man, for all my young people out there, 30 and down, man, this just goes so hard. A lot of women do love red tobacco and Prada Luna Rosa Le Parfum type of fragrances on men of all ages. But I just think Infrared did it the best to me in terms of like agelessness. It's just a fun, sexy, spicy, sweet fragrance that screams intimacy. And hey, it's red, right? So you got to get it. Happy Valentine's Day. Last three fragrances, and then we will wrap up. I'm not sure how I'm doing on time. Normally I have like a teleprompter giving me the time cues, but I'm tired, so we're just rolling through these. Last designer we're going to talk about, La Nuit De L'Homme. And I'm sure you guys are sitting there like, yo, SB, there's no way you're showing us La Nuit De L'Homme right now after you've told us on so many videos that L'Homme is better. And quite honestly, it is. But you guys know that. La Nuit De L'Homme and L'Homme are virtually Siamese twins. It's almost the same fragrance. To me, L'Homme is brighter just by a touch, and this feels more pure parfumish to me compared to the DNAs, because they're both the exact same DNA. And there's an emphasis on basil in L'Homme that just has this, it's the same scent as La Nuit De L'Homme with a slight green lift to it that feels like it gets a little more growl punch to it. But L'Homme they're the same fragrance to me, guys, just slightly different personality. Honestly, to most people, they wouldn't even know the difference to me in the general public. But, you know, I was able to snag up La Nuit De L'Homme for like 15 bucks for 100 mil. 15, 20 bucks, I think I paid for this. So, yeah, I was going to get it. And, you know, I've been wearing L'Homme for such a long time. I was like, you know what? When I phase out of L'Homme, I'll, you know, mess with this for a while, see what the talk is about from all you guys who say that, you know, it's the best one, it's better than regular L'Homme, even though you guys weren't even born when regular L'Homme came out. You know, so I can change, I can adapt, I can see what's out there. And, you know, sometimes you got to walk away to see if you really love your first love. So La Nuit De L'Homme or original L'Homme from YSL cannot be beat. Netflix and chill champion. It's not the best performer. You'd be lucky to get 3 hours of noticeable performance. After that, it's a skin scent, but honestly, it's the best skin scent out there. You want to be in close proximity. You don't want to be outside with this scent, and it is just this. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it tall with you guys. I don't know how to describe L'Homme. I can describe facets of L'Homme, but it's hard for me to explain what that scent does. It's a sophisticated, sweet, cozy, aromatic hug. I mean, it's what you want a hug to smell like, you know, at a niche level. I've always felt L'Homme has punched at niche level. And it's just, if everybody I hugged smelled like this, I think the world would be a much better place. We'll leave it at that. Last two. Let's go niche, shall we? Serge Lutens. Ombre Sultan or Sultan, whatever you want to say. Man, if you're into Javoy Psychedelic, but you don't have the money for it, just get this. It's the same dang fragrance. Psychedelic is much, much richer and earthier than this, which is why I think this is going to be better for most of you guys, because I feel like it's the more palatable take on what Psychedelic did. This is that kind of chocolatey, velvety, rich, soily, earthy, dark plantness. You know, it's sexy, earthy, niche chocolate. You know, in terms of what Psychedelic brought to the table with Javoy. But there's many people coming out of the woodworks on this fragrance over the last couple of years, for me, in my experience, that have said, you know what? I know a lot of men who absolutely stunning fragrance, and I completely agree. I love that fragrance, and I will be acquiring it soon. But what made me not acquire it sooner than I wanted to was this guy, Ombre Sultan. It's the same fragrance, made more mass appeal and palatable, but still feels totally niche. It's an intoxicating, chocolatey, patchouli, amberish scent. And dude, it just has a Frenchness about it, dude. Like, and by French, I just mean when I smell it, it doesn't smell like it was made in America. And it probably wasn't. But I like that about this. It feels very France-ish. You know what I'm saying? But sexy chocolate patchouli, intoxicating, resinous, ambery. Man, this is that punch drunk love type of scent. And it's more mature. I do think it punches more 30 and up. And lastly, can we bring it home, guys? All these are bangers. You could wear any one of these on Valentine's Day, score the date, secure the date, let your wife that you've been with for a long time know that you still love her more than the first day you met her. You're taking your mom out, you want her to feel special. And these are all special occasion, Valentine's Day, loving, intimate, cozy, sensual fragrances that you can't miss on. Now I'm gonna give you a niche, intimate fragrance that's not necessarily intoxicating, but it's based in vanilla, and nothing says I love you more than vanilla. Vanilla is the note that is most sought after in perfumery, period, across the board. So I wanted to give you guys a vanilla that's not typical for something that you could literally wear all day. It doesn't necessarily invoke that sensual, intoxicating, love drunk, attitude, but it's certainly loving. It's kind of that turtleneck love. You know what I'm saying? Like it's sophisticated, high-class niche perfumery at its finest with vanilla, but it emphasizes a fun freshness. So this is for the guy who's going on that Valentine's lunch maybe, or afternoon dinner where the sun's still out, or he just wants a fragrance that he can wear from, sun up to sundown, and it still packs the intimate, cozy, seductive vanilla, but it's bright enough to, you look like a fun guy, like she would have a lot of fun with you. This is more playful, but it's still vanillic, it's still sexy, and it's built upon the king of sexy, and that was Nishane's Ani, which would be an amazing Valentine's Day scent. But I'm gonna challenge you guys, if you're only going out in the evening for Valentine's Day, Ani is so much more appropriate than this. But if you are spending time with your girl or whatever all day and y'all are doing multiple things together and you need something that's sexy but fun and has a personality of just, man, this man, you got it going on. You covered all the bases. This is the Valentine's fragrance that covers every part of the day for you. And that's Nishane Ani X. And it's quite awesome how much different this is than the original Ani. I mean, it's in the family of, but I feel like this fragrance is almost 30 to 40% different than OG Ani. Ani is that fall, winter, sexy, seductive, velvety, luxurious vanilla, right? That it seems, appropriate for special occasion, nightlife. That just seductive, no one loves you better than me, baby, you know what I mean, type of feel. This takes the same vanilla and goes a completely different direction. This is a 4 Seasons vanilla, and it almost has a bit of these elements. Tons of super bright white, yellow florals. I get a sunshine vibe, like white, yellow, orange florals is kind of the visual picture I see. And even a greenness to it, like a slight green air. You know what I'm saying? Almost like you dropped a mint leaf, and it's not minty at all, but it's like you dropped a mint leaf and it just had this green bloom effect on all those top notes. It's a slight citric, floral, slight green, complete emphasis over the vanilla. All that's sitting on top of the vanilla, but the vanilla is the nuts of this fragrance, that Nishane vanilla that we're all familiar with. This has eternal carry for the most part. Nishane, their fixatives are just so on point. All their fragrances last. They last and last and last and last. You can tell they have a certain fixative in all their fragrances that kind of unifies them, but it just allows, it doesn't matter if they're messing with vanilla or they're messing with citrus or something more temporal, they always can carry fragrance notes no matter what the fragrance is. And so this is your all-day Valentine's Day dream. You are a fun guy, you are a sexy guy, and no one is gonna smell like you guys. I think this was super appropriate for Ani as just, because I would love to wear Ani, but there's like 2 months out of the year it's cold where I live. So I can almost never wear Ani unless it's nighttime and the climate's controlled. But even then, Ani's a fragrance you want it to be like your signature romantic or cozy vanillic scent. In Arizona, Nishane Ani X is so much more appropriate. And to anyone struggling with that same weather thing or appropriateness, this is the year-around version. Now, don't hear that and think it's lighter than Ani. Ani definitely is richer, seductive, cozier. This is more an outdoor take, 4 Seasons on it, but it's still so robust. And little hack, if you mix Oolong Cha with this, it is chef's kiss. Okay, And this fragrance is hundreds of dollars. Go look it up, find your best deal on it. I would say if you want a super highly signature vanilla, get it. And you don't have to get 100 ml like I did. I'm gonna totally milk this bottle dry, but I think a 50 ml of this is super appropriate, which you could probably get somewhere in the $150 or less range. But I just scored too good of a deal to pass up on this, so I had to get 100 ml. But man, guys, like I said, I don't think you need, I think 50 ml is totally fine because it's a special, it's a fragrance that feels like a special occasion, but you want to make every excuse in the world to just wear it year round as a signature vanilla that you wear, because it's just opened up so much more with floral and citrus and airy green and all that. So it's like, oh my gosh, a vanilla scent that I could wear year round that is so complex. Yeah, this is that guy. Anyways, guys, here are 10 bangers at all price points that you guys can get into for Valentine's Day to smell seductive, fun, playful, modern, interesting, loving, cozy, protective. Man, you're going to get compliments galore with all this stuff if you're in the right place at the right time. Again, I'm not the Lord of Fragrance, but I just think all these have star power in their own right. And so I wanted to give you guys a versatile batch of different personalities for Valentine's Day too, because not everybody is trying to link up with somebody and knock their socks off. You know, some of you guys have day dates, night dates. Some of you have been in long-term relationships, short-term relationships. Some of you are going to use this fragrance to go on your first date, so you need to make a really robust impression. Some of you are going out with your family, and I think I put something in here for everybody. Let me know what you're rocking for Valentine's Day, and I hope you guys are blessed. Again, this was 10 fragrances for Valentine's Day. I hope whether you pick any one of these or not, that you have an amazing Valentine's Day, and we'll talk to you guys soon, man. Stay blessed. Peace.